Hello, good afternoon. My name is Natalie Herrera, and I'm going to be your therapist today.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Andrea.
Andrea, I'm glad to meet you. And do you mind being called Andrea?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so how did you find your way to my office today?
It was good. I had the address in my phone, so I made it here on time.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So before we begin the session, I'd like to review our confidentiality statement. And what that is that everything you say here in the session is between me and you. It's completely confidential.
All right.
But if for any reason you tell me that you want to harm yourself or harm others, I'll have to tell the proper authorities or my supervisor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds okay.
Okay. So to begin the session, we're going to do something that's called setting the agenda.
Right.
And in therapy, that is where we list the main things that we're going to talk about so we can focus on what's important to you during the session. Since today is a little bit shorter, I have set up a couple things that we're going to go over, and if you'd like to add something, we can.
Okay.
So on today's agenda is going over how you've been feeling. We're going to talk about some problems that you've been having. We're going to set some goals. And at the end, I'd like to get some feedback from you. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
All right. So, have you ever been to therapy before?
No, this is my first time actually.
This is your first time being in therapy?
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you hope to gain from therapy?
Just to feel better about myself and to improve my situation and to just feel better about my
To
situation.
feel better? Okay, improve your situation. I'm glad to hear that. And we'll be able to work on that together in therapy.
All right.
Okay, so why don't you tell me a little bit about how your week has been going?
It's been going not too good, you know. I've been feeling sad lately and I haven't been sleeping well. You know, I've been staying up a lot and then making it late to class and I'm just exhausted and sad all the time that I don't want to hang out with my friends and I feel bad because that they care about me, but I'm just too tired and I don't want my mood to bring them down.
Okay, all right. Well, if you just noticed, I was writing some of those things down, and that's just so we can refer back to them later on in the session. And you'll notice that I'll keep doing that during the session. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so throughout this whole week, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the least sad and 10 being the most sad, how are you feeling?
Between like a 7 and 8, around that range.
Between 7 and 8? Okay. All right, that's a little bit high, but we'll work on that. So I was going over your paperwork before the session began and the papers that you filled out before the session, and I've noticed that you have a lot of symptoms of depression. Have you ever been depressed before?
I don't really know. I haven't been diagnosed with it, I don't think. I have been sad before, but this is the first time that I've had to come to therapy because it's been affecting my school.
Okay. All right. So your symptoms have been affecting your school and your schoolwork.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's go back to some of the problems that you mentioned, and those were you are staying up really late.
Yes.
Not being able to get to class on time.
Yes.
And you are not hanging out with your friends. Do you feel like you're going to bring the mood down?
Yeah.
Is there anything else I missed?
No, that's about it.
That's about it? Okay. Do you think that being able to do your homework should be a goal as well?
Yeah. I'm pretty okay with my schoolwork.
Okay.
It's just the understanding and getting to class part.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we've talked about some of the problems that you're having, what kind of goals do you think we can set?
I guess going to bed early so I can make it on time to class, and just putting in effort to hang out with my friends.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about how we can do that. Do you have an alarm that you set in the mornings?
Yeah, I have my alarm on my phone.
Okay. Well, is it the regular beep, beep, beep?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, why don't we try putting a different song, a motivating song, as the alarm that way it's more encouraging than just a beep, beep, beep. Do you think you can do that?
I like that. Actually, it's a really good idea.
Okay. Well, next let's talk about how you can hang out with your friends more this week. It can be difficult to go from not hanging out with your friends to all of a sudden trying to hang out with your friends a lot. So how about for your homework, you make an effort to hang out with your friends at least twice this week. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it. So I want to talk a little bit about cognitive behavioral therapy. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, cognitive behavioral therapy is the kind of therapy that we'll be doing here throughout our sessions. And what that is that CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, it focuses on emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. So what we'll be focusing on is changing thoughts. Can you tell me a time this week that you felt your mood, your emotions feeling suddenly changed? Suddenly you became sad?
Yeah, it was just this one time in class I couldn't contribute anything to this discussion and I didn't understand the material. So I just felt really dumb and inadequate.
Okay. So you're in class and you didn't understand the material that the teacher was saying, that the students were talking about?
Yeah, I didn't grasp the theme or concept.
And that made you feel dumb?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do that a little more in detail. So the situation is in class.
Yes.
Lecture. Okay? And then your thought was, I'm dumb and inadequate because I don't understand.
Yes.
And that made you feel sad. Okay, so those are the types of things that we're gonna focus on, is changing those negative thoughts, because your depression is what's causing you to not, to be tired, you're not having enough, time for schoolwork, but that's not what's making you dumb. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's what CBT is going to be like, is helping you change those negative thoughts for the future. Okay. And so another thing I'd like to add to your homework assignment is, when you ever feel those negative thoughts, is ask yourself, what's going through my mind right now? So, whenever you suddenly feel sad, I want you to ask yourself, what's going through your mind right now, so we can identify some of those negative thoughts.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
Okay, and I want you to write those down and bring them to the next session.
Alright.
Okay, so those are 3 things. So let's just go, we're coming to the end of our time now in the session, and I'd like to go over some of the things we've talked about.
Okay.
So we discussed some of the problems you've been having, how sad you've been feeling, and some goals to set. And then we gave you a couple things to do on homework, and I've told you a little bit about what CBT is. So let's go over the homework real quick. So do you think that the homework that we've discussed, which is setting a new alarm, hanging out with your friends at least twice, and asking yourself what thoughts are going through my head, do you think these are things you can accomplish this week?
I think so, yes.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So, do you have any feedback for me?
Yeah. I really liked how you explained everything to me, and you made me, you're very friendly, so I didn't, I felt very comfortable talking with you, and I like the way that you go about, working with me and things like that.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. That's very positive feedback. So for the next session, we'll start by finding out how those homework assignments went.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Andrea, I look forward to seeing you again. And before we end, do you have any last questions?
No, I think, should I keep a journal to write the thoughts?
Yeah, journal on a piece of paper.
Alright.
Okay, I'm glad you came, and I'll see you at the same time next week.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice meeting you.